G'day punters, David Shortte here with you for a look at AFL Round 3, courtesy of TABtouch, kicking off with the Friday night game. Collingwood taking on St Kilda. The Saints were really good on the road last week, knocking over the Suns. The Pies, Pendlebury out, likely at this stage. I'll stick with Collingwood, although it's no walk in the park for them. Essendon take on Carlton. The Bombers, what an outstanding performance. They smashed in hardcore in that first half against Hawthorn. Eventually went on to win that game with 3 late goals. It was a big win for the Bombers. Carlton have been struggling. Essendon should be winning this one. Adelaide take on Melbourne. The Crows are flying 2-0 right on top of their games. They take on the Demons, who were ordinary in the second half last week against the Giants. You'd expect a big win for Adelaide in that contest. Sydney take on GWS. Well, the Swannies last week was a really tough encounter for them. You thought hitting the road to take on Port Adelaide. In the end, they came up trumps. Their pressure was exceptional. They should be too strong for the crosstown rivals, the GWS Giants. Richmond take on Brisbane at the Gabba. Thought this was a pretty tricky contest. Richmond disappointing last week against the Western Bulldogs, but so were Brisbane. Brisbane have home ground advantage. I'll stick with the Tigers, but not with any great confidence. Port Adelaide take on North Melbourne in what should be one of the matches of the round. This time last year, North Melbourne knocked over Port Adelaide in this game. Port are zip 2. I'll stick with the power, but they really need to hit their straps and get a win in the next little patch. Hawthorn go down to Tasmania to take on the Western Bulldogs at Aurora Stadium. The Hawks, their first round win was great. They were very good again last week in that narrow loss to Essendon. I think they'll bounce back to winning form in this one. Geelong host Gold Coast. Both sides are yet to win a game in season 2015. Simmons Stadium, I think the Cats will bounce back with a big win here. And the final game is the one we're all waiting for, the Western Derby. Fremantle taking on West Coast. Freo have won the last 5 Western Derbies. Their form in the first 2 rounds has been exceptional. I would expect that they'll take a fair bit of beating. In the Glendinning Middle, I'm sticking with Nat 5. His first 2 games of the season have been nothing short of first class. Around the 450, Nat 5 to win the Ross Glendinning Middle and Fremantle to get the cash. That's all the action for AFL Round 3 with TABtouch. We'll be back having a look at AFL Round 4 right here next week.